So, dude, so you were just saying in Scotland things are starting to ease up a little bit.
Yeah, well, we've I think it's from the 6th of July they're going to reopen. I think it's pubs. Pubs are the priority over here. No gyms. You can't get to the gym, but you can go to the pub. But yeah, restaurants and things like that. They're saying like you go camping and things like that. But I mean, there's nothing really else. It's still doing they're going to drop the 2 metre distance to a metre, I think.
Okay. So you can get a little bit closer. You can
that's about it.
start hitting some pads and stuff.
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, luckily for me, my brother's he's got his own his garage is all matted out, so he's got like a kind of gym that we can train at, so we kind of do a wee bit of training together. But I mean, it's not the same like not having the kind of your full kind of arsenal of training partners.
Sure, and you've got quite an arsenal there in your gym. Obviously, for those that are going to watch us, you're from high level mixed martial arts in Scotland. Obviously, quite a repertoire of guys there. Yourself, Danny Henry, Stevie Ray, Callum Murray.
We've got some good guys.
You still there, dude?
We've got lots of killing it just now. They're both doing well in the UFC. Danny's got a big fight coming up. He's on a real big card on July 11th. It's got so he's on that one. So that'll be very cool. He's got a tough fight. He's got a Makwan Americani.
Yeah.
So that's a very cool fight. And yeah, Danny I think Danny will shock a few people. I think he's got the style to beat him. So. And he's a big name. I think Makwan's got a big name in the UFC. He's got a bit of following, so it's a good scout for him to take.
Yeah, it's a massive fight, Americani. It's going to be interesting to see, and it's always nice to keep an eye on what's happening on the former EFC alumni and where they're up. Where they're up to. I just want to ask you. You've been out here to South Africa before, am I right?
Yeah, that's right. I came out with Callum for the Cabessa fight.
Yeah, I remember that. So was that where your interest peaked in the EFC?
Yeah, I had a few offers. I was meant to fight in Bellator last year, but I broke my hand. So I've kind of most of last year was a kind of write-off for me. I actually broke my hand twice, so it wasn't great. But then I got a fight right at the start of this year. But honestly, last year was like the worst year of my life for fights. I was matched for Bellator and then I had broke my hand. I was matched for a British title fight that made for the Cage, which is quite a big show up here. And my opponent pulled out like the week of the fight, and then I was matched on M1 Global, and my opponent pulled out the week of the fight as well. I was meant to fight in China, Shenzhen. Okay. I'm kind of glad I never went now or to carry on with all the coronavirus, to be honest. But that would have been a cool experience to get out there and fight. And that's kind of what my main goal is. I want to travel the world and fight and get to see all these great places. Like when I came out to South Africa, I loved it. And you're out there for like 12 days. It's such a beautiful country and all the people are great and you're treated really well. The way like EFC's runs like really good. Like I've obviously cornered like Danny and Stevie in the UFC, and it's ran pretty similar, to be honest. There's not much in it. It's kind of like the way they run things. It's there's not much in it. It's a really good production and all that, and it's good to get your name out there on a bigger stage. And that's what I was wanting to do. Actually, I'd kind of briefly spoke with Graham when I was out there. Nothing really major though, but my coach James had been in touch with him, and they were interested in getting out there. I actually got offered a fight with a guy. Is it Alain Alunga?
Alain Alunga, yeah.
So I accepted that, but then I don't know what happened. They ended up fighting a dude. There's some guy who was 4-4 or something like that. He fought some Polish guy, but I mean I don't know. I was really looking forward to that fight. I thought stylistically that would be a really good fight for me, but I think both of them are predominantly strikers as well. So it would have been an exciting fight for the fans, but. It never happened, but I would like to get that fight in the future if it was possible, like get out there or whatever. I don't know what the scene's like over there just now.
Okay, yeah, I think Alain Alunga ended up fighting Lucas Rozovic, who was a team member to Joe Cummins. Joe Cummins came out to fight for the lightweight title. So I think it was like an easy flight, easy deal kind of story. So that's a fight that you're still currently interested in. The UFC is Eleni Lunga.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've seen there's a lot of good fighters in the lightweight division, but I feel like it's not that stacked of a division. I think like they're probably needing some new talent as well. I feel like obviously you've got to be confident in yourself if you're going to be a fighter, but I feel like I could win the belt out there. I think I've got all the skills to go and put on good shows, and there is tough opponents. There's guys that are good in there, but I mean, I feel like I'm good enough to win the belt out there. And like I say, it's a great show and a good platform to get on.
Fantastic, man. Well, maybe we can push some messages to Graham and see what's happening. I see there is a bit of talk between the EFC and some international fighters, so perhaps there's still that chance.
Yeah.
Just give us a bit of insight into your fighting career. You've been a pro for a short while, starting to get a nice win rate together. And just tell us about your career so far and what the MMA scene's actually like there in Scotland.
Yeah, I mean, the kind of Scottish scene is booming just now. We've got quite a lot of good guys doing well. We've got guys in Bellator, guys in Cage Warriors, guys in the UFC. So it is really picking up. But the problem is in Scotland is like there's one kind of main show. It's a really good, well-run show called On Top, and that's basically the only show in Scotland now. I mean, there's maybe a couple other ones throughout the year, but you're maybe only getting 4 or 5 fight shows a year in Scotland now. So it's tough to get fight, and most of my fights have been on the regional scene, which opportunities, and it's just been unfortunate. That's just the way it goes. Cut off here.
Yeah.
Still there?
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah. Sorry.
Cool. Yeah. Nah, man, that's just the way it goes. But like the scene's good, man. There's a lot of good young up and coming pros, and there's a lot of good amateur scenes like booming just now as well. So higher levels, obviously, kind of the main gym in Scotland. Like we've got something like 12, 14, maybe 15 active pros, and maybe 20, 30 amateurs. We've got a lot of guys, and we kind of fight all over. So, aye, man, it's doing good just now. But like for me personally, I think I'm 29 now, so I've kind of served my time fighting on the local scene. I'm 6-1 as a pro. I've kind of fought everybody I've had to kind of fight in the local circuit, and I just want that step up now and test my skill set. And that's kind of it would be good to get out to the UFC because I feel like there's some good fights out there. Do you know what I mean? And I always put exciting fights on. I've got all six all my finishes. Every one of my fights have been finishes. Like it's either KO or submission, and that's what I'm all about. Like I'm not there to win on points. I'm there to put guys away.
Yeah, 100%. I watched a couple of your videos. I saw a couple of back takes and rear naked jokes happening there. But you mentioned a bit of. You might have hinted earlier on you're quite inclined for a stand-up fight. So, which is your preferred method? Obviously, you mentioned you like to get the finish, but stand-up fighter, or do you prefer the ground?
Predominantly, I'm a striker. Most of my finishes have been like KOs or TKOs, but the only time I've actually got quite a few submission wins, but it's mainly for guys taking it. If you're fighting mixed martial arts, you need to be well-rounded. You can't just be a one-trick pony. You're never going to get anywhere. I can wrestle. I can strike. I don't really have a game plan when I go into fights, unless somebody's specifically amazing at one aspect. But yeah, man, I've got I think maybe 4 or 5 rear naked choke finishes, a couple of guillotines and triangles or whatever. I've got a bit of everything. I don't know if you see my last fight. My last finish was pretty cool. If you go on my Instagram, you can see that.
Yeah. Which one was that? Let's check it out.
It was a standing guillotine.
Yeah. I think I did see that. And that was.
Yeah.
Let's get there. That was which promotion was that in Scotland? All right.
That's on top. That's on top promotion. Yeah. That's
on top promotions.
Kind of one of the good shows in Britain.
Okay, so is on top? That's the bigger promotion that the Scottish guys are fighting on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the main one, you know, like kind of obviously like Stevie Ray and Danny. That's all the kind of shows they fought in before they kind of moved on to bigger things. But I think the next step kind of for us, like obviously in the European stage, is usually Cage Warriors. But obviously Bellator's kind of signed a lot of UK guys and European guys, so that's obviously an option as well. Now I know my coach has been speaking with like it's Ian Dean and stuff for Cage Warriors, and I just like the whole setup at EFC. I like the whole production thing. I think it's really cool when you're treated really well when you're out there, and it's just a good setup. And I like the guys who are in the lightweight division. I like the fight stylistically. I think a lot of the good guys are strikers, and that's what I'm all about. And that's always got to put on exciting fights. So yeah, man, it'd be cool to get out there. If it happens, it happens. Whatever, you know. I'm sure I'll get an opportunity at some point. I know I've got a decent enough record to get in decent shows now, so I'll just see what comes up, man. But it's a really good show, and I'd like to get out there at some point.
So we're gonna send a message to Elena Lunga that he's officially been requested for a dance under the EFC lights by Mr. Mcintosh from Scotland, and perhaps EFC and then Graham Cartmell can oblige you.
Yeah, that'd be cool, definitely. I'm up for that.
Fantastic, man. Stevie, nice to catch up with you, bro. I hope we can make something happen for you, and we'll see you in the EFC perhaps someday. Until then, hopefully you can get back to training full time then.
Yeah, man. Take it easy. Thanks for having me.
Nice shout out to the Dinky Ninjas there, dude. Catch you later.
Cheers, dude. See ya. Bye.
Ciao, man. Bye.